Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the K&B Music Den. My name is Keith, and unfortunately, here we are again. Wasn't that long ago that we lost Sinead O'Connor, Randy Meisner, which I didn't get a chance to do a video for. I apologize for that, but I am a big fan of the Eagles, and especially Randy on bass and his amazing vocals, and Tony Bennett not that long ago. But tonight I'm here to talk to you about Robbie Robertson, founding member of the band, has a solo career of his own, which we'll get to in a moment here as we work through some of these physical formats that I have in my collection. Heard the news today at work, got a text from my brother that Robbie had passed away at the age of 80 today. Sad news. Huge fan of the band, obviously so influential to so many bands that came after them. Obviously, we all know about what the band did with Bob Dylan, and then, did their own thing. So many great members of that band that we've already lost, of course. But yeah, tough news to hear today about Robbie. I've always been a big fan of his, in particular with the band, because his songwriting, without his songwriting, I mean, there was no the band. I mean, the man wrote The Wait, for goodness sake. I mean, even if that's all he ever did, he'd be an icon. But I do have, on CD, I have music from Big Pink, which is the classic album from the band that most people agree was probably their best. Lots of great songs on this one, as you all know. On vinyl, I don't have a lot of the band albums on vinyl, which is weird, but I do have this anthology, which is a 2 LP set. And as you look through the songs, it's a little tough to see here, but you can see the ones that Robbie wrote. I mean, it's just about half of the hits he wrote. So his role in the band was gigantic, obviously. So nice compilation there that I have on vinyl. Now, talking about Robbie's solo career, his debut solo album, I do have on vinyl. It's from I think the late 80s off the top of my head. I don't have the exact year, I'm sorry, but I do see here it was produced by Daniel Lanois and Robbie himself. So this is considered among his best. He does have he had 6 albums in total for his solo career. My favorite really was a little later in his career. This is called How to Become Clairvoyant. And I tell you folks, if you don't pull anything else out of this video, there's a song on here called He Don't Live Here No More, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Every time I think of this album or see this album cover, I always think of that particular song. The whole album is great, don't get me wrong, but that song is just always stuck with me for some reason. So I'm gonna obviously be enjoying that over the next few days as I pay tribute to Robbie through my listening. But yeah, Robbie went on to do a lot of scoring for Martin Scorsese films, Raging Bull and many others. Of course, Scorsese directed arguably the greatest music documentary of all time, The Last Waltz, which was the filming of the band's last concert. They had so many special guests on that, Joni Mitchell, Neil Young, just to name a few. But that is well regarded and should be as probably the greatest music documentary ever, and Robbie played a huge role in that. And then Robbie and Martin Scorsese became very close friends after that experience, and Robbie continued to work on scoring and doing soundtracks for many of Martin's movies. So there was an ongoing relationship with them, so I'm sure that's hitting hard for Mr. Scorsese too. But yeah, it was tough to hear this news today. The band, their influence is hard to put into just a few words. I mean, it's massive. And again, don't sleep on Robbie's solo career, particularly this album, How to Be Clairvoyant, I think is an underrated gem in his discography. So, sad news today, Robbie Robertson leaves us at the age of 80. So, play some music from the band and his solo career in tribute, as I will be doing, of course. So thank you for tuning in. Robbie Robertson, dead at the age of 80 today. For the KB Music Den, I am Keith, and we'll see you soon.